LakelandCarKeys.com. I'm currently working on a 2010 Mercedes-Benz E-350. It is the proximity infrared key. And this particular Benz has a build date of, let's see, is January 2010. So I did some research online on the keys because I want to use an xhorse universal proximity key to program this car, which, you know, it has the push to start smart button, which will pull out and you can insert the infrared key to do the programming. And I want to figure out which file I use when the xhorse generates the key files. Just 3 different versions that you can choose from. You have a version 51, a version 41, and another one, I believe, which was like 11. But when you're doing the proximity keys, I used version 41, which another locksmith referred me to use 41. The last car I did, I chose 51 because online, when you look at some of the dealer's website, it says for xhorse keys use 51, but the proximity feature didn't work and they told me to use 41. So I tried 41 on this car, everything works. But in the process of doing research online, it also told you to, it also said on the E-Class, proximity will only work on 2011 and newer cars. And even the aftermarket keys I looked at said it wouldn't work on the older E-Class and I believe maybe the older C-Class. It said proximity won't work. So this is their original key. This is the key I just made. I'm gonna leave this key here and take the original key and put it back in my van so we can separate them so we can test them one by one. So I am in the car. I did have to change the frequency. I had to set it as 315, but and let me put this button back in. That would help. All right, so let's see. All right, so we have lock, unlock, and the trunk popped. All right, so we got all the remote features. I got the button back in, keys on my lap. Start it up. Starts, runs fine. So one thing playing around with the key, and this is new to me, I never realized. When you turn the car on, you got it running, you shut it off, and then you try to use the remote, it doesn't do anything. And I went and I verified with the original Mercedes-Benz key, it does the same thing. Open and close the door, and the remote works again. So if you're in a car and you're playing, you get it to start, whatever, and then your remote functions don't work, open and close the door. I guess it doesn't want, maybe that's a safety feature or whatever. It stops the remote functions from working in when you've already been in the car and started it. But yep, everything here seems to be working fine. So get out the car. Let me close the trunk because I opened it. So we're gonna go ahead and lock the door. All right. So that's locked. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the key in my pocket. Proximity works, unlocks the door. Put my foot on the brake. Start the car up. Works fine. Shut the car back off. Get out. Lock the door. So there's, you know, there's little things that you do in between, you know, starting and what your remote functions would do, which seemed kind of weird to me, but it was the same with, this is the original key, and this is the OEM key. There was only 2 keys in the key slots, and this lady has owned this car brand new, and she told me these were both the original keys. But I locked the door. Go ahead, do proximity. Again, this is the original key, so I'm gonna go ahead, start it up, shut it off. Remote functions don't work. Open the door, close it. Remote functions work. So I don't know if that's, you know, normal with Benz, but both keys work the same way. And then let me get out. So I got lock, unlock, and there goes her trunk. All right. And then as far as programming it, because I already had a working key and I was able to get the password out of the key, I didn't have to disassemble anything. I didn't have to pull the EIS. I went through the key process wizard, which will, you know, give you step by step. I did have to do one line calculation to get the password. I mean, the whole process from start to finish literally took me 20 minutes. Unfortunately, at the time I was doing it, the landscaper was here cutting, and, you know, I couldn't record, and I was still trying to figure out, you know, if it was going to work, so I didn't record it. But I mean, it's the same basic process for programming a key on any Benz. You could watch any other Mercedes-Benz key programming video. Like the Dodges, I know when you do the proximity button, afterwards you have to resync the button. I didn't have to resync the button. I didn't see any options in the program to resync the button. I just popped the button in, and you know, everything worked. Oops. And if you ever come across one of these Benzes that may have had the proximity feature and maybe the button's worn out, it's not working, these are actually fairly cheap online. You can find them on eBay for like $10, and you know, so it's good to have a couple of these on hand. But yeah, I just wanted to give y'all a quick rundown of the xhorse proximity key on a 2010 Mercedes-Benz E-Class. I told the lady that there was a possibility that this key might not work, and if it didn't work, I wasn't going to charge her anything. So I will, you know, keep in touch with her, you know, the next couple of weeks to make sure she doesn't run into any problems with the key. I wasn't able to find this key anywhere else for the 2010 E-Class. But all right, so here goes. Actually, I have one here, and this is the xhorse key. This is the board itself. This is just another one I have. So they have newer ones out. I've had these ones for a while. This is version 3, and I believe right now they're up to version like 4.2. So I'm definitely going to order some more of the newer ones. But yeah, this is it. This is the xhorse one that I just programmed. Again, lock, proximity unlock, get in, start it up. stays running. No warning on the dash. Shut it off. Again, the button won't work. Open and close the door. Oh, here we go. We got something different now. Let's see. Oh. Alright, maybe I just didn't do it right. What? I should open and close the door again before I had started it. Alright, so open the door, close it. So if you have a Mercedes-Benz with the push to start proximity button, let me know if this is the same way your Benz operates. If you proximity start it and then try to do the remote without getting out the car, does the remote functions work? Because this is my first time coming across this. And let me just try something else. I'm going to try it by inserting the key, starting it, shutting it off. So yeah, it seems like it's a proximity key thing. Yeah, so that looks like it's part of the features of this proximity key. Whatever it does when it takes over the starting features, it looks like it might also take over the remote features. Because you remember the EIS, which is this box that you stick the key in, actually controls the remote functions. That's where you get your remote functions from. So it looks like the button may take over those functions until you open and close the door. But you know, this is just stuff I'm out here trying to learn. This is my first time coming across this. All right, and then as far as key duplication, I know a lot of times it could be difficult. There's a few different keys out there. There's a few different type of blades. I did already cut this blade, and what I found out is the easiest way to do it is if you already have one key in your key machine, to just do a manual duplication where it traces out the key and it cuts the blade. So that's what I did on this one. And as you can see, I got lock, unlock, and it turns freely. There's no binding, no nothing. So yep, manual duplication cuts these keys pretty good. So I just want to give a quick video of, just in case anybody's wondering, because there's a lot of conflicting information online. There's a lot of weird things that these cars do, and it's not just the xhorse universal keys, because her OEM key does the exact same thing. Go ahead and get that in there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's it. LakelandCarKeys.com. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments.